Hello, it's your friend DoubleByte, and we're here with a quick life update and then a quick game update. You had to sit through my life update to get information about my game. Everyone stops watching. So I'm having a really nice weekend so far. Met up with my friend Burb yesterday, and we got lunch, and went to cool stores, and I got to meet one of their friends, and just overall had a really nice time. Then I ate some mac and cheese with my roomies and had some really nice conversations with people on Facebook. I don't think I got into any Facebook fights yesterday. That was today. I got into some lovely Facebook fights about politics, and which I enjoy. And I've been mostly just chilling today. I've been playing a lot of my Expert Mode Terraria run. I think I might start making Terraria videos again, just because I've gotten to the point where there's less setup. I've got my elevator set up. I finally was able to beat the Eye of Cthulhu, so I can show that fight. Screw the Brain of Cthulhu. Fuck that fight. It's just the worst fight in the game. And you'll be able to watch me die horribly to Skeletron. And my pug bro might help me out with that, so that would be nice. He can be in the video too. Doing well. Pretty happy. Work last week was a little stressful. I don't know if I talked about that, but managed to get everything done on Friday, so things should be good. Anyway, so let's get back to the game. So I wanted to do some dev on this game off camera for a bit, because the last time I tried to record it, it was making me kind of anxious to have to think and talk at the same time. And there were some things I wanted to do that were not hard, but complex enough that it was difficult for me to think through them while trying to do a video. But so here's where we're at. So I organized my sprites a little bit. You can see here, we're going to have a cool enemy coming up. So the major changes I've made were, I've got my last two, for now, weapons set up. So let's take a look. And yes, I am going to go through how it all works, So last time, we had our Shockwave. And we had our Fireball. And now I've made the water weapon and the electric weapon. And I want them all to work uniquely. So the way the water weapon works is we have these two dials. A charge and a recharge. So the charge, you use right click. You can set out a little squirt of water. The longer you hold it down, the farther the squirt goes. Want to make the water dissolution a little more reliable. And it also goes faster. And then at full charge, you get a way more accurate, far-reaching stream. But even at medium charge, it's still pretty useful. It's still a good short-range kind of poof. Then the electric weapon, I think, is really cool. It's an effect that I've worked really hard on, and I've kind of used in another game. I want to improve it. It's not the best, but I think it's pretty neat. So when I hold it down, essentially electricity arcs between me and the weapon. Electricity effects again is not great, but I think it's pretty cool. And I really like how I did it, actually. The water one's probably my favorite. I think it works really well as a fun water weapon, and I have some cool ideas for it. Actually, I'll go into some of my plans. So, as you can see, I was working on a fire enemy. So, you have this flame enemy, and as you douse it with water, it cools off. And then, once you finish it off, it will fade away into nothingness. But if you are foolish and hit it with fire, it will glow into the superpowered mode and start running around like crazy. So, yeah, that's basically it. But there'll be a way where you can see, you'll have to choose your weapon carefully, and that's just going to be one of the basic examples. So I'm going to start out with kind of the water enemy, the electric enemy, the fire enemy, and then expand things from there, so you'll have to use a combination. So let's just look into quickly how the water and the electric work. So some things are whatchamacallit, I don't use anymore, so I need to clean up a lot of this code. But so for water, we look at ammo recharge and ammo charge. So if we're using the water weapon and we are recharged and we have enough ammo, we'll start to charge up that left bar. Then when we release it, again, if we're no longer recharging, if we're recharged, we're going to set recharge equal to charge. So the longer we've charged, the more we'll have to wait to recharge. So that's what's currently being handled by weapon. Everything else is being handled by ammo, which I honestly don't like. I'll probably move it to weapon because it's more intuitive, but let's just see how it's going for now. So if charge is 0 and recharge is greater than 0, lower the recharge over time. If charge is greater than 0, so we've charged it, and recharge is greater than 0, we've fired it, and lower charge over time, and start making water as long as we have ammo. So the way it goes is we charge up, nothing happens here. We let go of the button. So now charge is positive, recharge is positive, we start squirting water, and the charge and the recharge start dropping. If the charge is done and the recharge is still going, lower that back down. Then we have the water behavior. This isn't really... Is this a thing? Yeah, this is a thing. So we just set the direction to go towards the mouse, and we randomize the speed, making it go faster the more our max charge was. And then it has a chance to destroy itself, which I'll probably increase, or at least make more reliable. And then it goes outside the room and it destroys. We'll need to add that for walls and enemies, but this was just for testing. So yeah, so that's the water. The way the electric works is way more complicated. So if you saw when we made our weapon, we created a plus and a minus. Plus has charge 1, minus has charge -1. When we hit the left button, if we're on the electric weapon, we're going to zap the weapon and say that we're zapping. When we release it, we're no longer zapping. And yeah, let's go to this. So to zap, we find how far away the weapon, our weapon is, so where our mouse is, and how far is it from the player. Then we're saying, hey, we're going to set a point on that line, and then go a little bit to the side of it. And that's where this invisible plus object is going to be. So it's going to be on the line, a little bit to the right. And we know it's going to be because we have charge. And this is positive charge. The other one has negative charge. So it's going to be on the line, a little bit to the left. Then, every step, the charge is going to flip. So every step, plus and minus jump over the line. And in the draw, we're just drawing a line from player to minus to plus to weapon. I've done more complicated versions of this to create like an arcing bolt to where, like a delayed bolt, so it goes and then goes and zaps the thing. But I felt like this was way simpler. So yeah, so where you see those two bends are where plus and minus are, and yeah, they're jumping back and forth over that line. Yeah, is it the best effect? No, it's very predictable. And also it doesn't look all that lightningy, but it conveys electric arcing, you know? And it could be very easily made more realistic by adding more pluses and minuses along the path. So like +1, +2, -1, -2, which I'll probably end up doing. So yeah, so now I have got the setup in place to start making more of the game. I've got my weapon types. So next step is going to be making some levels with making some enemy types and making levels with these various enemy types to, again, have that kind of more puzzle feel. Okay, so we have fire over here, water over here. We can't let the fire ones get hit with fire. We can't let the water ones get hit with water. What do we do? That kind of thing. So it should be fun. Anyway, this is just a little check-in video. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, DoubleByte out.